Is now a good time to invest in real estate? Honestly, 100%, buy now. If I find a house that I think I want to buy right now, I will buy it. I will. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. Here's the real secret to real estate. It's money over time. I've said this before. When's the best time to plant a tree? Well, 50 years ago was the best time to plant a tree. When's the second best time? Right now, because I play real estate for money over time. Right? It's a long-term play for me, and it should be for you too. Not short-term gain, long-term play. If you're gonna live in the same place for a long time, buy a house, because it's gonna go up in value. Right? It has gone up in value for the vast majority of years for the history of the United States, and I don't see those fundamentals changing, at least not anytime soon. So that being the case, buy now if you're gonna be around. You can always change things and refinance if it needs to, but as long as you can afford it now, buy it now. I'll bet you money, you'll be happy that you did. So clear back as far as early May, Barbara Corcoran, you might know her, she's kind of famous in real estate circles. She's on Shark Tank and she's always on the news and all the things. A bit of a celebrity in real estate, we'll say. She said clear back in May it was probably a pretty good time to buy. And really, the fundamentals of why she said that, they still haven't changed even now in August. Coming into September, rates are up, there's very little inventory. We're not seeing tons of people fighting for houses. Everyone is waiting for interest rates to come down, and I don't think it's gonna happen right away, but I do think it's gonna happen. And all of those people that are waiting, the minute it actually does, if it does, they're gonna jump in and try and get a purchase. And it's gonna flood the market with potential buyers. All of those people sitting on the sidelines are gonna jump in, and I think we're gonna see bunches of competing offers again like we were seeing a year ago. And that wasn't fun for the buyers. I would say get in now, something you can afford. Yes, it's going to be expensive, and yes, your rate is going to be high. But then it is gonna come down, probably. And if it doesn't, that might not be the end of the world too, right? If that's the new normal, then that's the new normal. We're still not gonna see a flood of inventory because people aren't giving up their low interest rates for these higher interest rates. They're just staying put, which means the only houses coming to the market are the have to sells. Deaths, divorces, have more children, need a bigger house, you have to move for work. Any of those things that create a have to sell your house situation, those are probably gonna be the only houses we see come to market. I think for buying it's gonna be awesome. And here's the really important parts. Let's look at some numbers. Back in the 40s, 43 to 1947, home prices came up 118%. And guess what? There wasn't a big price drop after. There wasn't. They just slowed down and appreciated at a normal rate. Then again in 1974 to 1979, home prices went up 93%. And there wasn't a big fall off after that. Now in the 90s, like 1991, there was a bit of a drop in home value. Very little depreciation, very little. But it was very short-lived, and then we were having normal climb again. Then of course, the one everyone thinks of now, because it's the one we lived through, 2007 to 2011, yeah, it fell off like crazy. We had massive drop in pricing. So from the high of lots and lots and lots and lots of months of years of good appreciation, it fell off like crazy. But really, that's kind of different, right? The fundamentals were not sound in real estate, and it caused the entire economic downturn. Real estate was the cause, it was the root, it was the evil in that particular instance. In this particular instance right now, real estate fundamentals are sound. People can afford the houses they're buying. They are well qualified, and it's been that way since the downturn, which tells me most people aren't going to see things fall off a cliff. People aren't going to have to move. They have a good equity position. It's not going to be foreclosure crazy. I think there's some stuff we could talk about fundamentals where we're going to see some, but I don't think it's going to be the driver in the market. Millennials is a giant demographic. There are a ton of millennials, and they're all in their 30s right now, which is when everyone buys a house, which still helps fundamentals be strong because we have household creation, creating need for places to live, and it's gonna have to be rent or buy. I think that creates a sound fundamental, right? In 2007, when the market dropped, there were 4 million active listings. 4 million. Right now, there's like 1 million, right? And of that 1 million, of course, approximately half of those are under contract, which means there's actually only 500,000 houses that you're able to buy right this minute, which for the entire country is an extremely small number. And it's been sort of staying that way for a while, and I just don't think it's gonna change. There's some fundamental economic things saying we're gonna see some downturn. We're gonna see some recession, right? The 2-year treasury versus the 10-year treasury is inverted, and that basically means we're gonna see a downturn economically. That could absolutely be true. But guess what? A downturn economically doesn't mean house prices go down. They do not go hand in hand. The last time that we had a recession, a real one, they did. But that's actually an anomaly. It's just that we're so used to that being what we think about that we feel it's true. Historically, it's not true. Data-driven, it's not true. I don't see a recession causing a big downturn in housing. If I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong and I'm sorry, and I apologize if you take my advice and buy a house. But if I'm right, you're gonna be real happy you jumped in. So what I think is smart, honestly, 100%, buy now. If I find a house that I think I wanna buy right now, I will buy it. I will. I am willing to put my money where my mouth is, because I think that it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get it bought, that rates are gonna come down eventually and I can refi out of it. And even if I can't, I'm gonna buy something I can fundamentally afford at that rate. Do you think I'm wrong? Put it in the comments. Do you think I'm right? Put that in the comments. I would love to hear what you think, agree, disagree. I got pretty thick skin. You can put what you want and say what you want. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification. We love putting out good content, and you hitting those buttons helps that algorithm and makes it so that more people get to see it. Share it with people. If you know somebody that's thinking about buying a house, please send this to them. I'd love to help them. We can help you buy a house anywhere, buy or sell a house anywhere in the country. But if you're moving to Colorado Springs or you live in Colorado Springs, we're here to help. We got a team of experts that can take care of all of your needs, make it easy, make it smooth, and we'll be here to eat crow if we're wrong, and then we'll be here to help you sell it and make a big profit someday in future if we're right. With that, we'll catch you on the next one.